This is the Rebel Scum Podcast. Available in video on YouTube and audio wherever you listen to your podcasts. Every week, Brock and James talk the latest rumors, news, and theories from a galaxy far, far away. Support us on Patreon for exclusive offers and join the Star Wars discussion. Patreon.com/RebelScumPodcast. Here are your hosts, Brock and James.
You are always scum. Rebel scum.
Whoa!
Oh, the dramatic squeak of the office chair.
Bam!
You know what's up. We are here once again. Star Wars affiliated projects. Rebel Scum Podcast. I'm Brock.
I'm Brock James.
I'm Brock James.
Hey, brother James.
Hola. It's been a while since we've done a cold open sketch of oh, you know what, James, this is crazy. I haven't done anything. I don't know. I just so much going on. Not in Star Wars. Just so much.
There's Star Wars is about to ramp up with there's so much Star Wars on the horizon. I don't know about you, Brock, but I'm kind of embracing this moment of no Star Wars and also one thing that and that I've mentioned every summer we do this podcast, I don't really care for watching things during the summer. So I'm very happy that there's nothing going on right now. I was like, oh, Stranger Things, got to get that out of the way. Got that done, and then it's now I can focus on what I'm kind of looking forward to She-Hulk. And I saw a lot of people, but I saw a lot of people complaining because She-Hulk episode 3 and Andor episode 1 are dropping the same day, and they're like, why would Disney compete against themselves? I'm like, are you a moron? If it's on the same day, you can watch both the same day. And the other thing, and Brock, I don't know if you're aware, but in the streaming world, you can actually watch it any other day or any time of the day that you want. So it's they could both drop on the same day. It doesn't really matter. You can watch it whenever you want. I don't know if you remember, but there used to be this thing called Must See TV on NBC, and Friends, Seinfeld, Mad About You, and Caroline in the City, or The Single Guy, whatever. They were all on the same day. And it was whoa. I mean, nobody complained about that way back. I'm dating myself on top of.
It's about keeping you on the streaming platform as long as possible, right?
Exactly. Yeah, dude. Rob gave me his Paramount Plus password, and I went on. Cool. Yeah. So no, I went on to watch Halo. Not cool. I couldn't do it. So I tried. Really, really tried. But after Halo, Brock, I'm not making this up. Halo ends, and Paramount Plus went into the next show. I didn't pick it. They were just this is the show you watch next. And the show was King of Queens. And it was I could see if it was Star Trek or something, but it was King of Queens. And I was very thankful because I love King of Queens. Jerry Stiller, rest in peace, hilarious. But it was what a random show to throw on after that. But anyway, I'm looking forward to both. And I think I haven't watched a Marvel show since Hawkeye Christmas, #Christmas. But I'm looking forward to She-Hulk, and I'm going to watch both of them. Maybe both not on the Wednesday. Maybe I'll watch She-Hulk on Fridays. I don't know. Who cares? Who cares? They're taking my money.
Yeah, I mean, it's it doesn't make sense. I get it. It's you want to be oh, this day is this. But it's these series are only 30, 40, maybe 50 minutes at best. Not a large chunk of your time. So you can I think it'd be genius to see an algorithm of how many people will watch She-Hulk and then Andor in the morning before 9 o'clock.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think Andor will be a high number. She-Hulk. Yeah. I can't get a gauge on we were just talking before we recorded. The MCU seems to be it's oversaturated now, and I can't get a gauge. Because I know, people really seem to dig Ms. Marvel. Yeah. But it was but they're not. There was only one spoiler. We talked about that before. I won't say what it is, just in case. Don't worry. It's a mild spoiler at best, too. It's not even a major spoiler. It's very mild. But, that was the only thing for me that got spoiled in the entire however many episodes it was. But people were like, people really seem to be enjoying it and digging it, but they didn't really spoil it. Whereas, and same with Moon Knight. I found Moon Knight, I couldn't really grasp how people felt about it. I think it was mostly positive, but again, the only spoiler I saw was that hippo thing. So I really didn't. So like the Marvel shows for me have been different from the Star Wars shows, where the Star Wars shows you log on, it's like Obi-Wan just got fire on him from Vader, and then you're like, oh my gosh, it's 3:13 in the morning. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, but the Marvel shows, it seems like it's more, they do seem pleasant. So I am curious to see what the She-Hulk viewing is like. People I'm sure are going to like it, but are they going to spoil it? And if they don't spoil it, do you need to see it first thing in the morning?
I don't know, man. It's like, yeah, it's like, why are we getting so pent up in like, it's like, oh, we need to watch. It's like San Diego Comic-Con just happened, and I haven't really watched anything from it, and I'm kind of like hoping to keep it that way, where it's just like, I'm starting to be like, I don't need to see the trailer. I'm going to watch it anyways. Like, and I'd almost rather not look at stuff on social media right now because it becomes my algorithm and I get everything gets spoiled for me. Like, it's like,
so, I just watch pizza vids.
Yeah, exactly. Pizza vids. They don't show you anything about Namor or.
It's all Thor spoilers in pizza. They all the toppings are just the movie, the Thor movie in pizza form.
So I don't know. I like it, but yeah, it's like. But like Miss Marvel, it's like, oh, well, they've retconned some huge thing because it just doesn't make sense in their universe. Like,
she's been around for 10 years. Three people loved Miss Marvel before this show.
Hey, man, I read that book.
I'm not debating. Okay, but the 3 people loved Miss Marvel for the show. The actress playing Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
At some point, the person who decided to make this a TV show was like, I love Miss Marvel. And then some random person out there, I don't know who it is, but you know what I mean? Like, you can retcon Miss Marvel. It's not, you know, I don't know. Whatever. They retconned every superhero. Ms. Marvel gets a pass. She's a young character both ways. Like, it's just, you know, I think it's dumb when people complain about you haven't, not you, Brock, but you haven't read a Ms. Marvel comic. If they retcon who she is, you don't actually care. That's why it's like, you don't actually care. Stop pretending you care. That's all. Like, she was in the Avengers game. Someone pointed that out once, and I was like, "Oh, that's how you." Great.
Like when that series was successful, like they put her in everything. She was all of a sudden in the Avengers. She's all of a sudden in like this new teen version of the Champions, which was like Miles Morales. Like him, or like her and Miles Morales get tossed into things like all the time. So it's like, I get it. It's like, it's a business.
And it's fine. Like now, Ms. Marvel is a thing, but before this show, she was not. Come on, like, you know what I mean? Like, she was not a thing. She, like, 5 people liked her. It's and that's and if you're one of those 5, that's fine. I'm not arguing against it. But the majority of people complaining about her power. Why are we talking about this? But the majority of people complaining about her power. I'm just saying the majority of the people complaining about her powers had no idea who she was to begin with. So stop. Like, you're just doing it to complain. That's the problem.
So. I don't know. Yeah. So in regards to San Diego, then like there was a lot of, you know, not a lot. It's like mostly toys. There's toys coming out. It's in the news. I won't even talk about it.
No, D23. I think D23 is when we're going to get.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, you know, I was thinking about this the other day. I think that's why Star Wars Celebration switched from. It was supposed to be in August to May, because that's competing against yourself. If you have 2 conventions within weeks of each other, that's competing, right? You want D23 separate from Celebration. You know, let Celebration do its job and let this. And I think Celebration, you know, we were not there obviously, but I think Celebration was the fact that they aligned it with Obi-Wan Kenobi ended up being a brilliant strategy, I think.
Yeah.
Because and like I said off the top, there's so much new Star Wars, Brock, coming that they could just litter that with. And now there's Celebration set forever now. There's so much Star. We're back to where we were right before The Force Awakens came out, when they're like, you could get a new movie every year. And then Rian Johnson said, I'm sorry. But then, you know, but things happen, and then obviously that died. It's Solo, I guess, is the one that really killed it. But now we're back at that, right? All the shows have been a hit. You know, maybe the shows are different, obviously, because there's no way to gauge how successful they are necessarily. I mean, Disney knows, but they're cheaper to make, and everybody complains, but they're cheaper to make, and we get them, and that's where I stand. I'm like, as long as we get them, I'm happy. And the stories have been pretty good. I mean, some of them have been hit or miss, I suppose, but for the most part, I like them. And get this, my parents saw the first 2 episodes of the Book of Boba Fett. They were away when it came out. And I saw the first 2 episodes. I put it for like 7 months now. I'm like, just get through the first 5 episodes. I'm like, I actually love the first 5 episodes, but I am one of the 5 people. It's like me and the Ms. Marvel fan base were the same at one point. But I'm like, probably won't like it. Most people didn't, but just get to episode 5. Just trust me. They loved the first 2 episodes. It makes no sense. Maybe because I undersold it so much. Like, but they love those first 2 episodes, which blew my mind. They haven't seen any more since because of stuff. But yeah, it's like, all right, fine.
Yeah. But it's like Andor is on horizon, like you said, like almost a month away. That trailer looked pretty sweet. August 31st.
Andor excites me a lot because and you know I love the Favreau stuff, the Filoni stuff.
Yeah.
But the thing with Andor, but Rogue One was so good, and I know people like now are like it's not that good, but I'm like, but it's so good. And Rogue One, I liked it better the second time I saw it than the first time. And it just like Rogue One just fits. Like it's of all the movies they made, it's like it's the one that just kind of like fits, you know. It's like it settles in so nicely in place. And that's what excites me about Andor is like if I feel like I have a hope anyway, and the trailer, like you said, is phenomenal. That it will also just
hope.
But I feel like it's just gonna fit in there, you know, just like it's like going to be the show, and you're like, that is a Star Wars. Kind of like the first season of Mandalorian when we watched it, we're like, that is a Star Wars show.
Yeah,
I feel like Andor might be. I'm curious. I want to know your opinion on this because I just thought of this right now. Is the music in Andor? Do you think it's going to be like Rogue One, where it's kind of wants to be like John Williams, but not, or do you think they're going to go like the Mandalorian route and just blow it out of the water and make it?
I mean, like one thing about that trailer that like stands out to me is some of the audio in the background, like specifically like when the music starts to pick up in the trailer. There's like I think it's like a didgeridoo sort of sound, like wow, 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 wow. And like that reminds me of Dune. The music in that is similar to that, which I forget who did the music in that one. But I don't know. That's a good question because it's like it should stick to the Rogue One sort of music motif, but who knows? I just when I saw that trailer, I'm like, oh, is this Ludwig Gustafsson from Mandalorian? Like, so I'm excited. Like everything visually, this looks cool and it sounds awesome. And there's like anything could happen. I was like, Vader could be in this. Saw Gerrera could be in this. So
Hans Zimmer did the music for Dune. Good old Hans Zimmer. Yeah, that like I don't. Yeah, there's a lot of people that could be in Andor. I think I don't like. There are talks that we did. I think I never told me the odds with Obi-Wan being in Andor. I think you also got to play it safe, right? Like, who are you going to show up? But if we're getting Hera in Ahsoka, why not put Hera in? I mean, I guess it's years. No, it's not that far after. It's still. Yeah, so why not put Hera in an Andor? Like, why not? Like, you could start like just sprinkling them in, and yeah, it's not the Favreau Filoni verse. It's it's now I forget his name. I'm blanking on it, but it's it's you could still do it because it's still ultimately Star Wars. And the one thing I will say, and there was a fake meme. I don't know if you remember this, but there was a fake meme for Rogue One before it came out, and they took that like the Mon Mothma Bail Organa scene where they're standing in that circle having their discussion in the meeting room, and someone photoshopped Jar Jar in there, and it was funny. But I'm also like for me that like I want Jar Jar, and I know he's in. For everyone watching that's read it, I know there's closure for Jar Jar in the Aftermath trilogy, but I want real Jar Jar closure. I want he becomes a street performer, blah blah, is a joke, blah blah blah, whatever. I think that was lame. I think Jar Jar, for Jar Jar's sake and for Ahmed Best's sake, I want him to return in some capacity. He doesn't have to be like a major, like a main character, but I want him to have like a small presence, and Jar Jar is there, and you understand that either. I mean, if you want to make him Darth Jar Jar, go for that. But he has some kind of relationship with the rebellion being put together. I think Ahmed Best and Jar Jar, I think they deserve that.
Yeah, that'd be sick. That'd be so sweet. Like, yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah, I'm pumped for the show, and almost didn't want to watch this new trailer, which I don't really think it showed much more. But like, yeah, I like like everything about it. I'm like, ooh, this is very, very cool. So yeah, yeah, I can't wait. Like, it's just wild to me. Like 5 years ago when we started doing this, it was like. It's like, oh yeah, you're gonna do a show about one of the main characters in a movie that's like an offshoot of your main series. Like, what?
Yeah, it's. I mean, when we started, Rogue One hadn't come out yet.
Yeah,
and obviously there was no episode 8, 9, Solo, or anything. And these shows weren't even being a thought.
There was no Disney Plus yet.
There was no Disney Plus. We didn't, we hadn't even heard of it. We were just told, the Obi-Wan movie kept being a thing we kept hearing about. But it's wild how, and I can't wait because I think in as close as we get closer to October, we gotta start talking more and more about the acquisition because it's been 10 years now. It's been a whole decade.
That's crazy.
October of Disney doing it, and I think about, and I mean, when I say I think about it, I don't mean I dwell on it. I just kind of like, has Disney made the most out of Star Wars? And I mean, they've clearly done more with it than George Lucas did in the 7 years after Revenge of the Sith. I mean, he did Clone Wars, but that's pretty much it, right? I mean, and then in the 15 years between the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy, we had some books. So I think Disney has done a lot with it, maybe too much at times. I still believe their first plan of action, they were I honestly, and I say this with all due respect, I think they were misguided for the first bit of their ownership of Star Wars, because I really and so was I, and because I can retroactively say this, but at the time I was like, oh, I remember texting you and my dad when it was by. I'm like, it's awesome they're doing the Marvel stuff. They figured out the Marvel stuff, and I think my mentality was the same as theirs. Was like, you can just do it like Marvel. Yeah. But as it went on, it became clear to me right away that Star Wars and Marvel are very different, and I think it became clear to them at some point as well that they were different. And I do think they were misguided at the beginning. Just in the thinking that they could do it the Marvel way, but they're two different beasts. And I mean, that's no discredit to them, because like I said, I think we were all on the same. I think a lot of people felt that way. It's like, we could get a Solo movie, we get this movie, and we could get that movie, and that's not what it is, right? It's Star Wars is, and I said this before, like Star Wars is more Lord of the Rings than it is Marvel. Not that it's Lord of the Rings really, but it's more.
Yeah, the overwhelming desire to have logos on a black background. Look, I'm like, what?
And look, DC film, like they've failed at that for the last 20 years. Like, how many times are they like, we're going to make a Green Lantern movie and a like the Flash movie? I mean,
well, that's a whole.
But I'm just saying, even without that stuff, it's like it's been like 9 years, even without all this stuff. So it's. We've seen that, but there's a desire to do it. They want to tell us what's going on, and even they still tell us like Rogue Squadron's happening and Rangers of the New Republic. And it's like, how about you don't announce anything? Just make the damn stuff. We're gonna show, like Book of Boba Fett was not announced, and whether or not you like the show in the end, but how excited was everyone for Book of Boba Fett with no announcement?
Yeah, like good point. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's I don't even know what to say, man. It's like I think a lot of like production studios don't realize what people will watch. You know what I mean? I think I've said this before a million times, but it's just like you put it on that main page, people will read it. So I don't know.
But then there's Marvel again though, who They know what people want, and I think sometimes they cater a little bit too much to what the people want. I think there's a fine line. I think for the most part they've towed that line. But again, there's Kevin Feige, who is different from Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah.
And I mean, Kevin Feige is a completely different beast. You know, I don't think any studio's ever had. There's the problem with Marvel as a studio is it's you can't compare it to anything else. Like no other studio has just been one franchise. Like Marvel is a franchise. I don't know if we lost you now.
Yeah.
Okay, there. Marvel's like a franchise, like Fast and Furious and Star Wars, but Fast and Furious is Universal and Star Wars is Lucasfilm. Like it's very different. And again, with the comparison, it doesn't really make sense because you can't do that unless you do Fast and the Furious meets Universal Monsters. Oh my! Could you imagine Toretto and Frankenstein? Family. I mean, then you get Bride of Frankenstein because Frankenstein's monster's like, yo, I need a family. I'm just saying, like, I can make it all happen.
Yo, I need a family.
That's how he talks. He learns how to speak. He learns how to speak. That, right in the book, he learns how to speak.
Yeah. I am Groot. Yeah. So, but another big thing I think that was this weekend and what do you call it? San Diego is they announced the star of The Acolyte.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am not familiar with this individual. Are you?
No, I mean the name looks familiar, but I know she was in The Hate You Give, which if you've been in a bookstore, you've seen that book, or if you've been on Netflix, you've seen that. That's the exact same picture, pretty much. But like, I don't know, cool.
There is one good thing about a casting, though. We're closer to it becoming a thing.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Just like we're almost at a big I think Skeleton Crew is the most remarkable of the Star Wars shows because they're like, oh yeah, Skeleton Crew, and it started filming yesterday. You're like, what happened? That's what I want out of my Star Wars now. It's like,
yeah.
You come out of nowhere. Like, we heard little rumblings about it, and then they announced it, and like, yeah, also we're halfway through production. You're like, all right, cool, let's do it. I'm into that. Yeah, Acolyte intrigues me. I don't know, it's still it's like the black sheep of the family. It feels like, it's like because it's 100 years prior to everything, and I'm excited for it though. I like the dark side, so I'm all in on it.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I'm actually wondering when the next High Republic book is coming out. But yeah, like I think this. I said it before. I think this will be the interesting, like, can you make this work where like the books are really cool, the comics are really cool, but like if you're not reading the comics or books, you're not really paying attention to this. If like that video game could come out, that'd be great. But I don't know. So I'm very interested. I hope they do this right. I hope it's good.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good show. I think it'll be fun. I'm curious, before we get into the odds, what do you think of the Taika Waititi movie coming? I guess it's the next movie we're getting, though he's like, I haven't even wrote it yet. And then he kind of made that thing about Natalie Portman. He's like, oh, would you ever be in a Star Wars movie? And she's like, I was in 3 of them. And he's like, I completely forgot. And I haven't heard the quote. Yeah, I kind of thought it was a joke too, but people obviously took it seriously. But so, what do you think about? Have you seen Thor: Thunder is Love?
Not yet. I almost went to see it today, actually, but then plans fell through. But I want to see it soon because, like I said, the internet ruins everything. So I'm like seeing things I shouldn't see. So
are there? Because I know a few people who have seen it. I haven't seen any spoilers for it because again, my algorithm's all pizza. But are there things to be spoiled in it?
Not huge ones, I don't think. But also I'm like seeing it flash in front of me. I'm like, so it's like, but yeah, like I don't know. It says here, High Republic. That's one of the announcements from San Diego. 2 main novels for the next phase 2. Convergence and Cataclysm releasing April 2023. Yeah, so it's like we're not getting any High Republic until next year. So, yeah. So it's yeah. It's hard to have like an opinion on who this cast is for the High Republic because we're like I don't know anything about it. I mean, outside of if you've watched that show, you're like maybe she's a good actress, but cool. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't like. Again, for me, the excitement is just that we are one step closer.
Yeah,
to getting it. Like they could be like, "Hey, we cast this Lego piece." I'd be like, "Good, let's just shoot it,
Super good.
Yeah, that's all I'm waiting for. All right, you want to go to the odds?
Let's do it. Never tell me the odds.
Possibility of successfully navigating an asteroid field is approximately 3,720 to 1.
Never tell me the odds.
Never, Brock.
Never tell me the odds. Brought to you by patreon.com/Rebel Scum Podcast. If you like what we do, why don't you go on down to patreon.com and support us. So check out patreon.com/Rebel Scum Podcast. I couldn't remember what the title was, and become one of the many few that we always thank every single show. Heidi Feder, Barry Brophy. Heidi Feder, executive producer, Barry Brophy, Dennis Allen, Randy Kenobi, Mary Kristen Aton, Jeff Wilson, Phil Stanifor, Scott D, Josh Price, Matt W,
Rez, Frank Perkins, Neil Lowry, Cosmic Girl 02, Gleek Play 1, Disney Desi, Charlotte, Kayla Davis, Girls with Sabers, and of course, Denim Nerds. Denim Nerds. By the way, our top 5 today is top 5 characters from the created from Disney.
Never
just
done
like
that before.
I don't think we have we?
I don't know. It's hard to keep track of what
we've done 256 of these damn things. So you tell me.
If there was like a Rebel Scum wiki, someone would be keeping track on it. So.
And you did this on episode 71. Never tell the odds. Cal Kestis in live action. We getting Cal in live action?
It's such an easy move because, like, Cameron Monaghan. That doesn't sound right. The actor
that's right.
That the likeness and voices from, like, he looks like Cal Kestis. Like, it's a no brainer. It's like, do you want to do an Iden Versio thing? Like, yeah, because like Janina Gavrinka looks like that. Gavrinkar. I want to say 85%. I think this game, if we could like get huge, like Call of Duty, like Elden Ring, or not Elden Ring, like if we could get like high status in the video game world, then they would absolutely, because now video games into movies or series is like, yeah, let's absolutely do it. So
I gotta be honest with you. When Disney bought Lucasfilm, and everyone came on, they said we are abolishing the expanded universe. I was like, yes, you have to do that. The books still exist; they're still gonna be printed. You can still buy them. They are what they're. But those stories aren't canon. They never were anyway. Like you can't handcuff anyone into anything. But then like everything that comes out now is all going to be canon, and you're like, well, that's a risky play because it's going to be tough. And they kind of sucked at it for a little while. And if you're going to keep going with that, you've got to bring him into live action. So the answer should be 100%. There should be no, if you're going to say this is canon, then he has to interact with Obi-Wan or Andor or somebody at some point in this. I'm going to go full Brock on it because I still don't think they know exactly. The problem with making everything canon is you have to have an actual plan. And the problem with Star Wars is Star Wars has never had, I don't care what you say, OT, oldies. Star Wars has never had an actual plan. Ever had an actual plan. There's been an idea. There's always been an idea, but it's never had an actual plan. So the problem is those two ideas are like magnets, like facing each other. They don't quite work out. So I'm going to go full Brock on it because I think 100% it should happen. But I'm just like, if you don't know the trajectory of the character or the story surrounding it, you can't do it. But I think if you want to make it feel like this universal thing, like immersed, everything's immersed, then you have to bring him or Iden. Like somebody has to be in it. Right now, Cal Kestis is your number one prospect because he's in the number one Star Wars video game of the 3 that we've gotten in 10 years. 3. Well, I guess 3. 4 squadrons, but I mean, yeah, 4 squadrons.
Yeah, I mean, do it. It was interesting.
And he's an actor.
And they already animated like his droid buddy in the last season of. Which was awesome. I guess it was Boba Fett. So it's like they already got half of the package done. So, yeah.
And again, it's like if you made him look different, fine, but it just looks like him. You didn't even bother. Like it's literally just him.
Yeah, exactly.
He can do it. Like that's. But anyway, whatever. And our second odd. Before he retires, will Steven Spielberg direct something Star Wars related? And this is anything, Brock. Could be a TV commercial, a skit for the Oscars, but will Spielberg do? So I'm just saying it's not a movie or a TV show, like something, anything Star Wars related. Will he do it before he? I don't even know if he will retire, but if he ever does, will he do something Star Wars related?
That'd be sweet. Is he planning on retiring? I know he's not.
No. This is all hypothetical. Slow Star Wars week.
I'm gonna go 70%. Like, I think it could be. It could happen. Yeah.
I'm gonna go 67.895 because I think I think it would be nice if he did something.
Oh, absolutely.
Just like an Energizer commercial or something. Just. Can you imagine? Well, he just directed his first ever music video.
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah. By the way, his cameo in Goonies Are Good Enough by Cyndi Lauper. Honestly, just watch it. It's like a 12-minute music video. It's cut in half. Halfway through it, Spielberg's like checking it. You got to watch it. And our final on today, Taika Waititi's Star Wars movie will release in 2024, not 2023, as currently projected.
I'm gonna go like 95%. I have like zero faith that any movie's coming out anytime soon. So
it hasn't. I mean, okay, people have said, "Oh, he might be lying about the script. He might be lying about this." Maybe, but they still haven't shot anything, and it's a movie. It's not a TV show, so you got to think the special effects are going to take a while. Like the Book of Boba Fett took almost an entire year to come out, and you expect a movie with a larger budget to take some more time. So I'm going to go. I'm gonna go 90% on that one. I just can't see it happening. And it's I guess that's all for our odds today. So if you have any odds, let us know in the comments below or in the live chat to my left here.
Boom.
Live chat. Go Blue Jays.
Go Blue Jays.
Suck it, Boston.
Nobody's catching the Yankees, but anyways.
No, I'm not. That's why I'm not talking about them. Suck it, Boston.
Suck it, Boston.
And now it's time for Hollow News. You got Hollow News, right?
Yeah.
Hollow News. Da 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 da. Hollow News. Da 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 da. Hollow da da. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Da 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 da.
Hollow news you need to know right now. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order fans got a tiny update on the game's sequel, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, at San Diego Comic-Con on past Friday, courtesy of Hasbro and Lucasfilm. Toy maker came to SDCC 2022 with a handful of Star Wars toy reveals, including a new action figures based on Cal Kestis and a pair of familiar-looking droids as they'll appear in Star Wars Jedi Survivor. And it looks like the passage of time between Survivor and Fallen Order will clearly reflect it on young Cal's face, who now is sporting a beard. While Cal looks clean-shaven in the first teaser for Star Wars Jedi Survivor, in his plastic 3.75-inch action figure form, he got a bit of a scruff, and he's packing heat. Cal comes equipped both a blue lightsaber and a simple blaster in his new Star Wars The Vintage Collection figure, coming in summer 2023. His buddy BD1 is included, of course. Alongside the familiar costumes from past Disney Plus series, there was a display at San Diego Comic-Con of costumes worn by Genevieve O'Reilly's Mon Mothma and Diego Luna's Cassian Andor in the Andor series. The display plaques even include some intriguing plot details about the show. Mothma's plaque reads, "The Imperial Senator from Chandrila, Mon Mothma carefully navigates the dangerous shadows of Coruscant politics in her efforts to build a rebellion." Meanwhile, Cassian's plaque read, "As part of his entry into the growing rebellion, Cassian Andor must undertake a dangerous mission on Aldhani. No Star Wars series fully complete without at least one new droid character, and it's clear Andor won't disappoint on that front. This display includes a spot of BTEMO, a scrap collecting droid who's apparently been serving the Andor family for many years." And in final San Diego news, we already talked about Cal Kestis, but there was tons of Star Wars toys announced and shown specifically from Black Series. And one that stood out for me was the Halloween line of Star Wars Black Series figures. Your usual 6-inch figures will be launching this fall in 2022, specifically a Halloween line. In this line, there will be a skeleton stormtrooper with a zombie porg, and there will be a werewolf Wookiee with a Loth cat buddy. Both are a must-have for your seasonal Star Wars fans, and this has been your Holo News.
Halloween Black Series?
Halloween, it looks pretty sick.
I haven't seen that. I have one of the Christmas Stormtroopers because I walked into a Walmart and it was there, and I said, "Well, how do I know?" But Halloween, that is exciting news.
Yeah, the Wookiee one looks like black chrysanthemum, but with like ears. It actually kind of looks like what do you call it? The concept art for like Chewbacca back in the day. See if I can find it. Yeah, and then like the stormtrooper.
I was gonna say Halloween, you could do whatever, and you could like just release like a Ghostbuster toy and be like, "No, it's Han in costume." You're like, "Oh,
let's see, how do I share my screen here?"
Man, we're old. You hit the share button there, and
I just can't see it. Here we go. You ready? Boom.
I know I gotta add it to.
Oh, yeah! Look at that. That's pretty sick.
Oh my god, that looks. Oh, the skeleton one is the. I like them both.
Get out of here, Jennifer Garner.
Jennifer Garner. By the way,
the ex.
no disrespect to Jennifer Garner. She's a huge nerd, right? Like she's.
Yeah, look at that. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, they look awesome. Ooh, check it out. The Mandalorian Hasbro's vintage Black Series credit collection. Anyway, that looks like a lot of fun. All right, let's go on to top five Halloween costumes. Can you
top 5 Halloween costumes?
We'll get there. We do that every year. Top five characters created during the Disney era. So it can't be Ahsoka, can't be Saw Gerrera. Has to be characters created in the Disney era.
Yeah.
It was tough because no, it wasn't. It was very easy. My number 5, Kanan Jarrus. Kanan.
Yeah. My number 5 is Black Chrysanthemum, because comics to live action, I was like, woo! Looks awesome.
Son of a gun. Oh, yeah. Shoot. My list actually kind of sucks. Huh. All right, let's go, man. Like does Grogu? Are we doing Grogu in this list? I feel
that's my number 1.
Yeah, I know. Can we just not do Grogu? Can we be like, let's exclude Grogu? Because like, how is he not number 1? Fucking Grogu took over the world. There's no Grogu. This excludes Grogu. My number 4. What's her face? Pelimoto, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna change that to my number 4 too. Pelimoto, like definitely. And those droids from the prequel, so you can't. But it's like just a great character, and if you don't like it, you don't like it. I don't care. My number 3, I'm just gonna go with Rey. Rey was good. Rey, underwhelming. Should have been better. I want more Rey. This is another problem though. Is they need to expand Rey's story. Because Rey never lived up to the Rey hype. That's not true. Rey could have been a better character, but she suffered from "we're going to make it up as we go along" She's a nobody. She's a Palpatine. She's nobody. She's a Kenobi. She's nobody. She's a Qui-Gon. Like, just tell me who she is. Let's get it over with. But I'm going to go with Rey, because why not? Strong female Jedi. You got to bring it.
Number 3 for me, Babu Frick.
Hey!
Hey!
Hey! Okay, I'm struggling with my number 2. Because I have like Kylo, but I also want to go with Quill. I'm like, who do I go, Kylo or Quill? So I'm gonna go with Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren.
I have spoken.
I have spoken. Destroy the past.
Kylo is arguably a better character, but Quill is arguably the best. So
Yeah,
it's hard to. Anyway, those are my whatever.
My number 2 is gonna be Poe Dameron, the best. Oscar Isaac. Don't sleep on him, man. He's going places.
Honorable mention for Finn. Finn was on my list. Honorable mention. Finn. I love Finn. My number 1, though, is just the Mandalorian. Big Mandalorian.
Yeah,
fan.
Din Djarin.
Yeah.
You knocked out Grogu. So I'm like, Din Djarin.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that was the thing when I was like, I looked at my list. I didn't have Grogu. I was like, but Grogu's number 1. Clearly. Like, yeah. So Grogu can't count. So let us know what your top 5 are, excluding Grogu. We all know you love Baby Yoda. Everyone knows. Like, my sister has a 7-month-old, and when she was 3 or 4 months, they bought her a Baby Yoda, like, baby clothes just to show me basically. And they've never seen the show.
Yeah.
But so, like, Baby Yoda can't be included because Baby Yoda transcends reality.
Yeah, my niece is 2 years old, and her parents don't care about Star Wars, but still, they somehow have a Baby Yoda in their house.
I watched. There was a show. I think it was like a money, like how to invest your money. I don't know. It was one of those like shows that I wouldn't watch, but Aaron would watch. Mm-hmm. And the guy had this Baby Yoda behind him while he's talking about like not having debt. And I'm like, and then I was like, I can't escape it. I'm like, no one can. Like the guy's not like, you don't want to go into debt, and he's got this stupid Baby Yoda. Oh, you put that on your credit card? Did you put? I saw at Costco they had this massive Baby Yoda like stuffed pillow toy thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we need that. And Aaron said we do not. And now I went back and they only had Hulk and Incredible Hulk, not Hulk Hogan, and Spider-Man. No more Baby Yoda. It was giant. It was bigger than Baby Yoda. I was disgusted. I'm like, this is not to scale.
There's just something about cute, weird gremlins. Like, did you hear like in the recently
Joe Dante?
Joe Dante's like, this is the gremlins. I'm like, relax, man. Like, no one's like looking at your thing and saying that's Yoda. Like,
look, man, just make another Gremlins movie and we'll forget.
Yeah, man. Like, get your stuff together.
But that raises a good question, and one that maybe we'll do on next week's episode is who's cuter, Gizmo or Grogu? Howie Mandel, baby voices.
Yeah.
Mogwai? They are he is right though. They are very similar. I don't think it was I think that's one of those things where that's just happenstance, where it's just kind of happened. I don't think it was on purpose. I don't think it was plagiarized. I think that's just a coincidence because Yoda looks like Yoda and Gremlins look like him. And when you put them together, like I think we've all seen that drawing of a Gremlin and an Ewok, and then they have Yoda as like their baby or whatever, right? Or no, it's Yoda and an Ewok and the whatever. Who cares?
Yeah.
I think it's a coincidence that they look the same, but they do look. They are very similar.
They are similar, especially in the ears. But come on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was. I mean, Joe Dante hasn't done anything in a while, which, I thought he was a very talented director. If you haven't seen The Burbs, you should probably watch The Burbs. It's the best Tom Hanks movie ever made. Watch The Burbs. Corey Feldman loves that neighborhood, loves that street. Love The Burbs. The Burbs is so good. The Burbs is so good. Carrie Fisher's in The Burbs. There's your Star Wars thing. Carrie Fisher, fantastic movie. It's one of my favorite summer movies. And I will watch that in the summer. I do love me The Burbs. So. Big fan.
Huge.
I love it. Anyway, watch it. Joe Dante. All right, Brock, anything else you want to say?
No. Hello. Goodbye. Have an excellent afternoon.
Thanks everybody for watching. Give us a like and subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your loved ones, tell whoever. Brock, you were always scum.
Rebel scum.
Scumbags, thanks for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on our video. As always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rebel Scum Podcast, for